Good day, good day, good day. Instagram, it's your girl, Smaller Brown. How are you doing on this wonderful Thursday? It looks like it's gorgeous outside. I'm about to head out in a little bit to do some essential shopping. You know, I have to plan it now. It's not as come and go as you please. But anyways, how is your Thursday? How have you guys been? I haven't been on for a couple of days. Yay me, I made my 30 days, so I took a break. I came on Instagram. I set a goal that I would get come on live for 30 days straight, and it's been amazing. I can't even deny that I have been able to do so much. I've gained a lot of followers. I've gained some loyal followers on my live. I've helped people off the live that listen to a live, and I can say that every live someone was encouraged and pushed and inspired, and they would email me, DM me to let me know. And that's all I could ask for. I think that 30-day challenge was a hit. So today I just want to come on and talk about, and I wrote some notes down because I want to make sure that I stay on track, about your mindset. As always, we're trying to keep our thoughts and our mind, as you know, under wraps. We're trying to become masters of our thoughts and not the other way around. Our thoughts mastering us, especially right now with what's going on. You want to be in control of your thoughts. You want to be in control of what comes out of your mouth. And the only way you can be in control of that is by controlling the crazy umpteen thoughts that come into your head by the second. Literally, we have uppers into 600 up thoughts a minute, a day, not even a day, a minute, an hour. It is something crazy. I'm going to get the exact numbers because when I tell you, it's ridiculous. And they just come in and go as they please. They just come in and wander, dictate your environment, dictate your emotions, dictate how you feel and how you operate. And yeah, that's not cool. So that's what I wanted to come in here today to just talk about real quickly. What I wrote down and what I got and what I'm working on for myself is to always try to be the master of your thoughts instead of a slave to your thoughts. Just think about that. Always try to be the master of your thoughts instead of a slave. So when you're the master, you're in control. You call the shots, and you have the gatekeeper in check. Don't let nothing come through that doesn't need to be in. Don't let nothing come into my psyche and disrupt what I've got going on, my peace, my joy. That's a master of your thoughts. Now, instead of being a slave to your thoughts, is you think bad thoughts, you feel bad. You think anxious thoughts, you're anxious. You're full of anxiety, stems down into a panic attack, stems you down, roll down all the way into depression, a depressive state, blues, whatever you want to call it. That's not what we want. We want to be masters of our thoughts. The second thing that I wrote was, when you are the master, you are in charge, meaning you are motivated, focused, inspired with positive thoughts. So just think about that. Because you're the master, you're only going to allow in what's going to benefit you. Right now, if you are a slave to your thoughts, you are allowing the thoughts to control you. You are allowing the thoughts to demotivate you. You're allowing the thoughts to take away all creativity and inspiration. And quite frankly, when you're a slave to your thoughts, you are, for lack of better words, not fun to be around. Not at all. Because your aura is off. You could be high 1 minute because your thoughts were high. You're just bipolar. It's one of those things where they're like, what's wrong with you? Like 1 minute you're good, next minute you're dead. It's your thoughts. And that's why you want to be a master of your thoughts, especially in this trying time. Looking at the TV, the divine disruption and everything that's happening with it, the bank accounts, what you have, what you don't have, what you need, what you don't. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. What are your thoughts surrounding all of that? Are they positive, like I'm good no matter what? You know, my stimulus check hasn't came in, but I'm still good. I still have food in the refrigerator. My lights are still on. I'm good. Or are you overindulging in those thoughts of, oh my God, it's late. When am I going to get mine? You're checking your account every 5 minutes. Like, be a master of your thoughts so that they cannot rule you. The other thing is that there's a time and place where your battle shifts and the turnaround comes to where you now have leverage and you are actually winning. So, hello, thank you for joining. That is now. It is our time to win, and the battle has turned. It is that time right now. You have to know that it's your time. When you know it's your time, you operate differently. But if you don't know, you know what? This is my season for increase. This is my season for my business, if you're an entrepreneur, to actually bring in enough to take care of my household. But this is my season where I have too much work to do to be concerned about being unhealthy. This is my season to where I'm going to get married. This is my season to where I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. When you know that, you walk different. You talk different. But if you don't know that it's your season, and you don't speak that it's your season, then you're going to stay stuck in a battle. You're going to stay stuck on the battlefield trying to fight for a season that's already yours. So what I'm saying is, if you open your eyes and say, you know what, I'm coming out of agreement with a battlefield. I'm coming out of agreement with poverty. I'm coming out of agreement with my business tanking or my business slow moving. It's been 2-3 years and you make money here, make money there. No, I'm coming out of agreement with all that. And it is my season right now because of this shift, because of this divine disruption. Anytime there's a shift, that's a reset. So flow with, if the universe has to reset, we have to reset. So reset. Literally reset your mind. I come out of agreement with everything negative that I did not like prior to this reset. And then you operate on a different side of it. On the positive side. Hello, you operate on the increase side. You disassociate yourself with poverty. You disassociate yourself with hurt and pain and lack and singleness. And you claim and you stand, and as I said on my previous one, you contend, you wage war that I am not going back to what I was. I'm not going to revert back to a season of lack. I'm not going to revert back to a season of panic and anxiety. Let me see what you wrote. This is my season to be the best artist I can possibly be. I've got so much more creative. Exactly. I have also painted nature, and what a better time. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Would you have been able to do that right there with our organized, chaotic world that I call it a month ago? No. Because of this lockdown, you've gotten more creative. Why? Because you've broadened your horizons. You've opened up your lenses. And it's like, what else can I do? How can I expand my gift? And that's what comes out of it right there. Thank you for sharing that. That is awesome. That's the same thing for me. I have completely shifted. It was so easy to be lazy before. Now I have the time and I see more clearly. Exactly. But I'm going to be honest with you. There's people that are still in the lazy. They're vegging out on Netflix. They're vegging out on reading. Nothing wrong with reading in Netflix. You can entertain yourself. But what have you been complaining just December? Man, I wish I had more time to just relax. Man, wish I had more time to paint. Man, I wish my vacation for Christmas was longer. You have it now. Take advantage of it. Because when else in our lifetime are we going to be getting paid to be at home and have excess time to do us? And that, when I say do us, what you just said, to become the best artist you can possibly be. So that's feeding your gift. That's re-educating yourself in a course that you wanted to take, but because you worked a 9 to 5, you were too exhausted, you were mentally shot, you couldn't do it. You can take a course now. You can take a class on a painting that is so intense because you have the time now. Things you couldn't do before, it's so much easier to do now. But people are not taking advantage of that. And that's why I come on when I come on, to push people to think outside the box and acknowledge, like you just did, because of this, I've been able to birth that. Now, is it going to be a world Pulitzer? We don't know. Possibly. Because you have the time to pull on the creativeness that's in you. The earth and the universe and God has caused a pause. There is a complete pause on this earth. Mother Earth is healing itself. That's what we need to do. Once you heal, then you can literally start creating. The creative atmosphere right now is bananas, but if you haven't tapped into it, you're gonna miss it. You said my 92-year-old Nan said the last time it was like this was in World War II. Use the time, God and Mother Nature. Exactly. I love that. Use the time that God and Mother Nature had given to us. This is time. But the problem is many of us don't even know how to manage time. We don't know how to manage tight time or too much time. And that's the problem. Like I said, starting this, I challenged myself to get on here 30 days because I don't normally go live. But I said, you know what? Let me do something different. And I have gained, you included, Emma, I've gained so many new followers, so many new interactions, DMs, email, inboxes. How do I do this? What about that? I saw your live about maybe trying to find my purpose. It's fulfilling. I didn't do it before because I was so rigid as everybody else in this routine. But now that you have the time, do something. And I don't care if it's just something that you've been wanting to do for 5 years and it's very simple. Simplicity actually is great right now. It doesn't always have to be a business. It doesn't have to be your craft, but do something. Start working out because you haven't worked out. Pick up a habit you've never been able to do before. Just do something different, because once you open the door to something different, like you did when you said you've got so much time to be creative since the lockdown, and you've painted nature. Once you do that, you open the door. So first you've got to open the door to the creativity. You've got to tap into it. And that is by going outside of your norm. Doing something you've never done before. One time opens the door, and then the flow of creativity. Hello, thank you for joining. The flow will actually come. So I started out by saying that I wanted you guys to learn to be a master of your thoughts. And to be a master of your thoughts and not a slave to your thoughts. Because right now, the majority of us are slaves to our thoughts, which hinders creativity, which stifles us from growing and expanding, especially in this time. Because on the contrary, most people feel like they're at a standstill. Negative. We are growing exponentially right now. But only if, like Emma, you're stepping outside of your norm and you're really trying to increase your creativity. You're really trying to say, okay, what can I notice that I couldn't notice when I was driving to work to and from? There's things in between there that you couldn't notice because you were so pressed on, oh, I'm going to be late. Oh, I've got that meeting I got to go to. Oh, I've got to get this situated. So you miss those things. That's the creativity that is what's being released. Hello, thank you for joining. That's what's being released right now. So to not be a slave to your thoughts so that what flows through you can flow out of you and create possibly an income, possibly an increase. I know one person in a private group that I'm in, a business entrepreneur group, she got an idea for $5. She said, I got the price to make a post in a mini journal for people who are struggling with, what was her word? It was either depression or panic, anxiety. She said, and for $5 in 3 days, she made $1,000. Why? First, she got creative. She got quiet enough to get creative. Then she realized there's a need for what she just got. But she didn't try to clock them over the head with $50. $5 that everyone can afford, a nominal fee, and she made $1,000. Excuse me, in 3 days. That's what I'm saying by not being a slave to your thoughts. A slave to your thoughts would have been like, who's going to pay $5? Why would they pay $5? Who's depressed? You don't know anyone that's depressed. Those are the thoughts that kill productivity, slaughter creativity. If you become a master of your thoughts, I'm telling you from experience, as the thoughts formulate in your mind, you will be able to feel if they're negative or positive. I kid you not. I have been working on mastering my thoughts. I put a gatekeeper around my thoughts. You cannot come in if it's not going to uplift, bring increase, or give me peace. That's my gatekeeper. That's my prayer. I don't want to think about nothing negative. Even if I watch the news right now about the president, exactly, about the president and what he's saying we're doing, or our governor down to the state council, whatever, with this divine disruption, I'm calling it. If it's negative, I quickly turn it into a positive, or I turn it off. If it's too much, I put boundaries on what I see, because I need to be informed. We need to be aware, because that's how we stay safe and healthy. But overindulging makes you a slave to whatever it is being pushed at you. Whether it's fear, chaos, panic, pandemonium, pandemic, whatever they are releasing via the TV. I mean, because I cannot believe people are binging on, what's the movie? Outbreak and Contagion. There's no way I could watch that right now. We're living in it. Why would I feed that? But hey, how are you? There are some people who are feeding that. To each their own. I'm trying to take the creative atmosphere, not the fear atmosphere, because right now our environment is heavy laden with fear. I'm trying to tap into the creativeness of this reset. They just said that you can see the Himalayas for the first time in I don't know how many years. It's healing. It's resetting. We are resetting, and even us as human beings, we are resetting, but it starts here. Reset your mind. Look at it different. Look at it through different views, angles. That is the point. Do not be a slave to your fears. Do not be a slave to your thought process. Put a gatekeeper and command the thoughts to only be uplifting, only be positive, or something that can bring you an increase. Because I'm telling you, if you sit still long enough, and that's another thing, many people can't even sit still right now. They're so irritated and agitated that they cannot physically go out their house. Switch it. I stay in my house, I'm safe, and I'm going to create something. So that if and when we open back up, I may not have to go back to work. Because you have no idea what you could get right now. You could create an entire course. You could get a book. You can go help people and help the right person, and they so into you, and it could change your life. You never know what sitting still and tapping into the creative flow right now can do for your life. I'm telling you, the reset right now that has happened has completely changed the trajectory of our world and our lives as we know it. That old life is gone. It's a new norm right now. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I totally understand mom duties. Yes, the homeschooling. Yes, I get it. But does anybody have any questions or any comments? Just drop a thumbs up down in the comments if you guys are understanding and actually have kind of sparked something in you with what I just said, because I really just want to help you guys no longer be a slave to your thoughts and just sitting at home like twiddling your thumbs. I can't wait for my job to open up, when you have a perfectly awesome opportunity laid out in front of you to do what you love to do something to help someone else, to do something you couldn't do because you were stuck going to a job that you don't like. But because it's paying the bills and it's providing you a really decent life, you're willing to go back to it. It is going to take self-discipline. It is going to take a mindset shift, but it's not hard. It's also on how bad do you want your old life versus how bad do you want to create a new one. That's what I'm looking at. I don't want to go back to nobody's 9 to 5. So I am doing my hardest to tap in on a daily basis. What can I create? What can I do? What can I make? What do you want me to do, God, that's going to help people that just can't help themselves? There's plenty of us that can pick ourselves up by the bootstraps and make things work. But for every one of us, there's like 20 people, probably more than that can't physically do that. What do you have in your belly? What do you have in your hand that can help someone else do that? Because if you're able to do that for yourself, then you can motivate somebody else. You can inspire and encourage other people. I heard from a pastor that I listened to that I love from South Africa. She said, every one of us is made with a demand in our belly from the people of this world. And when she broke it down, I was just like, that is amazing. Each one of us has something in us that the world is demanding from us But if you don't know what it is, you will never tap into it. But if you don't get quiet enough, which this is the perfect time to get quiet. If you don't get quiet enough, you won't even know what's the demand inside of you that you want. Let's say you hate when people get mistreated. You hate the injustice that's going along. You hate that people are treated in a certain way because of the color of their skin, or because they speak another language, or wear something that most people don't wear. Do something about it. Talk to those people. Encourage them. It doesn't always have to deal with money. It doesn't always have to be something you've got to make. You could literally create a group, and you can do a conference call and have all those people come on and encourage them. Be you. It's okay to be you. It's okay. Give them tips and tricks on how to maneuver. However, but you can do that. There's groups of people that really, and all of us right here, we could raise our hand, the people that we know that are struggling so worse than us, because everyone has their issues with this reset. But there are some that are struggling more than others. I mean, I've seen people committing suicide because they can't be in the house. They can't sit still. I saw another pastor. She said, talking to the cops, they have more domestic violence calls because people don't know how to be in the house together. And I've said this on calls before, that what that is we used our old life, our well-organized, chaotic life, to get away from our problems. But now that has been stripped away, now that getting up and just going to the grocery store, to the store, to the gym has been stripped away, you can only stay home. And half of us don't even know how to do that with another person, let alone ourselves. Again, being a slave to your thoughts. You're sitting in quarantine, and hello, tomorrow, you're sitting in quarantine and you're letting your thoughts run ragged. You're letting your thoughts take you from, oh my God, this day, when are we going to be able to get out, to suicide? How you go from here to suicide? Because your thoughts are dictating you, your environment, your atmosphere, and your emotional stability. Master your thoughts. Again, put a gatekeeper. Once you put a gatekeeper, you have to self-discipline. When the thought comes, oh my God, I cannot believe if I go outside, I might get the coronavirus. No, I'm not thinking about that. I'm healthy. You cut it. As soon as it comes into your thought, cut it. Don't even entertain it. We entertain it. It's a movie. Oh, it's a good movie. But it messes with your emotion. It messes with your psyche. Don't play it. So once you put a gatekeeper, then you have to be disciplined enough to say, I don't want to listen to that. I'm not listening to that. That voice is very critical in our mindset. It's overly critical. And then that comes out our mouth. And either we're critical with our significant other, our children, or most importantly with ourselves. We end up being that critical voice that's here, which is a lie, but then we believe it and we operate in it. Last example, if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments, or any comments that you want to say. I heard this one guy, and this was so profound. I can't remember his name, but he literally said, your thoughts are the biggest liar. Now hear me. You want to go bungee jumping, and your thoughts are, oh my God, what if it snaps and it breaks? Oh my God, what if you die? Oh my God, what if you slip and it's not ready? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. You get up there, you finally get the courage, and you go. You get down, you take it off. Woo, that was awesome. Oh my God, I told you it was going to be awesome. Didn't you have fun? Wasn't that adrenaline awesome? Those are all your thoughts on both sides of the spectrum. You choose what you're going to listen to. Your thoughts are the biggest liar. When he broke it down like that, I was just like, oh my. It says one thing when you're on one side of a decision. And as soon as you go to the other side of the decision and it worked out, there it goes. And then if it didn't work out, there it goes. See, I told you. You cannot listen to your thoughts. You control your thoughts. My mind, I did this exercise. There's a couple people on here, and I want to try this. I did this exercise last week, midweek. Now I'm going to take 20 seconds, literally. And I want everyone, I don't care where you are, what you're doing, just to get quiet. I'm going to tell you when to go. And then in the comments, I'm going to ask you a question. So ready? Just whatever you're doing, if you can, if you're not driving, or even if you're driving, just quiet your mind, go. Okay. How many of you had 0 thoughts? Put a 1 if you had 0 thoughts. Put a 2 if you kept saying, stop talking, shut up, be quiet. And put a 3 if your thoughts just kept going. So 1, 2, or 3. I want to know if you guys were able to. Because it's huge how many people are either able to or not able to. And that shows you 1.5, 1, 3. Exactly. Good job tomorrow. Good job. Good job. 1 and 3. See how it is? We can't control our thoughts. You're in control of your thoughts. You own your thoughts. Start working on just little by little. That was 20 seconds. Stretch it out to 30 seconds. Stretch it out a little longer. And you should be able to sit down and have complete silence. You would change your world. Your emotions will be stable. Literally, I've been working on this for about 2 years now. And when I say my thoughts are quiet, then when I do feel something and I'm thinking, I'm like, why did I even entertain? Like, it's so foreign to me that I get mad at myself for even allowing it to get past the gate, and I'm actually listening and I'm like, wait a minute. So as we sign off, I want you guys to start working on just little by little. Just keep extending the time and just sit there. And you don't want to have to tell yourself to be quiet. You don't want to have to say, shh, I'm quiet. You just want silence. Then and only then will you be a master of your thoughts, to where you create your world. Your thoughts create your world. You know that old saying that you're living the life you created? It is so true. And most of us say can't be true because I would never pick this. But it's because you live on autopilot. You don't actively do anything. It's all habits, habitual thoughts. It's knee-jerk reactions. Stay present. Be in the present, and that's how you change your world. That's why with the law of attraction, which is basically reaping and sowing, and you attract like attracts like, you're able to attract what you think, because that's how thoughts have a frequency. When you're at lunch at work and you're like, I'm hungry, what am I going to eat? Everybody around you is like, what's for lunch? What's for lunch? Because that's how powerful. You ain't even say nothing. We've got to remember that. So when you're in a place and you're thinking negative or you're feeling it, everyone else can feel it too. And that's why so you're producing that negativity into your world. So you want to only think what you want to produce in your world. And the last thing, I know I said that before, but the last 2 days I made a post that said, if you could see what your words look like, you would stop. And what I mean by that is when you speak negativity, doubt-filled words, maybe, if, hopefully, I don't know. When you're overly critical and you're judgmental and you speak on people, those are little men going to build that negative. When you speak positive and you speak good, those are little men going to build that, which is positive. If you look at your words like that, you will never speak another out. You will bite your tongue before you say something, because that's what they are. Our words are that powerful that when you say it, they go begin to create it, which is why sometimes you're like, oh my God, this thing is giving me a headache. And literally later on that day, you will have a headache. You created it, but you didn't realize it because that's a cliche that we say. We didn't really mean it, but your words don't know the difference between truth and false. All it is the power of those words. They carry weight. So whatever you want to see, say it. If you don't want to see it, don't say it. So thank you guys so much for participating. I truly hope you guys got something out of it. I appreciate you guys for logging on and listening to what I had to say. It's been heavy on my heart. So as always, I come on here to try to push you guys, encourage you guys. This is an awesome time to be alive. Not to fear and not to be in doubt and worry. Dig within, deep within. There is something in you that needs to come out in this season. This is a reset. Reset yourself, reset your mind, and you can reset your entire environment right now. Even though it looks like it's a famine, everything is scarce, there's nothing but lack everywhere, it's a lie. It's an illusion. The earth can replenish itself. God can replenish this earth. We are never in lack. But if you buy into it and you accept it, you operate in it. So whatever you're buying into is what you're operating in. So I challenge you to come out of agreement, divorce all of those things: lack, fear, hurt, pain, poverty, all of that. Divorce all of that. Divorce chaos, divorce confusion, and come into agreement with what you want to see in your life. And I guarantee you, you'll see it. So if nobody has anything, no comments, no questions, you guys have a wonderful afternoon. I've got 3 little ones that I need to go stick outside so they can run off some energy because they need PE. Mine still are going to school on the schedule, so it's time for PE. So you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. You guys have a good one.